everyone, it is Julian here from Connections Early Years Family Center, and it is time for another weekly outdoor learning video. As you can tell, we are not at our good friend's garden back at the center. We are at the Detroit River today, along with some really handsome waterfowl, and we are going to be doing our outdoor learning here today. Right now, everyone is staying at home and keeping their distance, and it's a hard time, but one of the things that we know is better for this time of year and always great for our mental and physical health is getting outside, just like it is no matter what time of year and pandemic or no pandemic. So for that reason, we've decided to do this video somewhere that is accessible to everyone who's living in Windsor or anywhere driving distance, so you can really get outside and enjoy some fresh air and some new sights, because right now you probably need maybe some vitamin D, change of pace, all those good things. So with that said, for today's activity, we are doing a sculpture walk. So I have here these little cards, and they might be a little bit hard to see, but here they are. So I have 8 different things that we are going to be looking for on our riverfront walk today. If you haven't been here before, you might not be familiar with it, but Windsor is known for its sculpture garden. So we have sculptures that begin right by the Ambassador Bridge and actually run down all the way almost to Tecumseh. So on our walk, we're going to be looking for some of these things. We might not quite get all of them today, and that's okay too. But we're going to be looking for these things, and these are going to do a couple different good benefits for you and your family. We're exploring an area that is really important for our local identity and that we're well known for, and that is always beautiful and changing throughout the year. So we're exploring that. We're also working on noticing things and really being observant of our surroundings, which is why we have these cards that we're going to be looking for different things as we go. While we're here, we're also going to be noticing that although my seagull friend has flown away, there's certain types of nature and animals that we can see here at the water that we can't see in a lot of other places like forests or in the city. So we get to see some new sights, learn some new things, and hopefully it is a great experience that you guys will all try. So our first card, and it's actually not a sculpture, but this is a sculpture walk, so you'll see sculptures and animals as you go. But one of my favorite things to see down here by the river are ducks and geese, which is what my cards say. Not seeing the ducks right here, they're not always in the same place, but here you get to see our lovely Canadian geese. And they are found here all year around at the river. In the spring, it's a great time because there's dozens and dozens and dozens of baby geese, and they're so adorable. But all year long, you can see this age of geese, and it's a great way to learn about some of the local birds that are so iconic to Canada, and also see them just doing their natural routine, eating some grass, hanging out. Friendly reminder, especially if you have little ones who are super excited to see them, geese can be a little bit aggressive, so they're a great animal to admire from afar, but do not get too close. But with that said, yeah, come and give them a look. They're great. All right, another object that we have here is a life preserver. So the reason that I have a life preserver card included in this is because as you're walking along the river, this is a great opportunity to teach your children a little bit of water safety. In Canada and especially Ontario, we have so many lakes and ponds and rivers and all these great opportunities to be in and near the water, but that also means we have to teach our little ones about water safety. So for a life preserver, you can explain to them that these are here in case someone falls in and they need help getting out. You can also explain to them that even if they're too little to be the person who throws that in, because we're not expecting our children to do aquatic rescues, you can tell them that if you see someone in need of assistance, tell an adult, tell their parents, their family, tell them to tell someone that there is someone in need of help. So this is, again, not a sculpture, but it is a really great moment to start teaching that safety bit, which is always so important in outdoor learning, because as much as we want to enjoy nature and enjoy all it has to offer, we also have to be safe while doing that. Here we have another sculpture on our cards. It is a big hand holding a big green apple with the bite taken out of it. I'm not 100% sure the actual name. That's something that you can explore on our sculpture walk. You can look at the name and the artist and the material. So again, so much to learn, so much to explore. but on the card it just says big green apple, and that's all you're looking for. And this one's really cool because it's a giant hand. It's got the apple, so there's colors going on, there's different things going on in your child's mind as they look at it, but also there's some different grooves going on and different shapes, so you can also explore that different dimensions and perception that they'll be experiencing through this sculpture. So again, something new for them to learn and marvel at and really engage with on their walk. So here we have the sculpture of the Elliott Family, which is especially a great one if you and your own little ones are here at the river. It's always a great one for people who love animals, and so detailed. Can't go to the zoo right now, but maybe going to see a giant statue of an elephant is something kind of close. And again, they can really look at it and maybe think some questions, have some time to have those inquiry thoughts going on in their head. Is this the real size of an elephant? Why is that one holding onto the tail of its sibling? Is this like the real animals? Again, it's just having that opportunity to really think. And in the back, you'll see some more geese. So I did forget to mention this, but if you're driving around the river, you're coming here to do some walking, keep in mind there might be geese crossing the road, so keep an eye out. Alright, so in the background here, you'll see the statue of a giant chicken and an egg. And you can't get much closer because it's a very big chicken and a very big egg. Which is why it's also really fun. Again, it's playing with different perspectives, looking at different forms of art. There's some materials going on, there's some messaging going on. So depending on your child's age and level of perception, they might pick up on different things from the statue. So again, it's a really good kind of talking point, an inquiry point. Why is it made? What would you make a giant chicken look like? Did you expect to see a giant chicken by the river? What does it make you think of? All of these are great questions that, again, it's fun just to go out, enjoy some sunshine, or even today it's actually beautiful even though it's a little bit rainy out. Again, just walk down, look at the statues, and use it as a chance to have a talking point with your children. Here is another statue. This one is actually not on our list, but that's okay. We're going to take a quick look at it anyway. This one is a great chance for your child to really engage their sense of hearing, because this is actually a very creative use of wind chimes also. So you're hearing different notes depending on which wind chimes are moving and depending on the way the wind is coming off the river. It's also great because this is a statue that your children can run in and around and really get hands-on to explore with. So again, this isn't actually on our list, but do check this one out. Super fun. One of our next cards here is Anoksha. So there is a statue of an Anoksha down by the Windsor waterfront. And again, it's a very cool sight to see. It's not only a sculpture, but it's out in the water. So it's got that extra dimension to it. It is made out of natural materials. It's made out of big rocks. So again, it's a fun idea that maybe you guys want to experiment building some of your own sculptures with rocks that you find. Again, just some more ideas for you to do outside. It's also a really good opportunity to start introducing some of that vocabulary that is a little more inclusive, so including words like Anoksha that are part of Indigenous culture and which are very important for all Canadians to know and appreciate and respect. Alright, so that is just about it for our sculpture walk along the Windsor waterfront today. I hope you enjoyed it. Maybe you saw some things you were familiar with, maybe you saw some things that you had never seen before. Either way, they're always so beautiful and so different depending on the time of year and even the weather when you come. There are two in our stack that we didn't see. One of those was a dinosaur statue. That's my challenge to you. Come and see if you can find it. It's somewhere along this row of waterfront. The other thing that we did not see was a boat. So again, this will change largely depending on the time of year. You don't see a lot of boats out in the winter in the cold, but you will occasionally see some of the very, very big boats carrying goods back and forth, which is a very interesting sight because very few times in our lives do we actually see those giant boat steamers. And if all else fails, there is a boat parked by the waterfront that is there pretty much year round. And again, that is my challenge to you, is come explore our waterfront and come see it for yourself. A few quick reminders before we finish this one off for today. When you're going outside, it's always important to dress appropriately for the weather, and that means layers. So hats, scarves, mitts, jackets, even more so. We had some rain today, so we have some waterproof stuff. But we also are by the river. It's a little bit windier than we typically get in the city. There's nothing to break up that wind. So dress extra warm whenever you're going to be by the water. Whether it's sunny, rainy, windy, or not windy, it's always that little bit cooler here. So keep that in mind when you are coming here. Last quick thing is, if you enjoyed these cards and you want to get a set of your own, they will be included in the Connections to Go packages that we are giving out at the center. So to schedule a package pickup, they have designated days. Give us a call at our Connections Center and we can let you know. These include some great outdoor resources like our cards, but also other resources picked by our early on staff, as well as a free book for your children. So again, give us a call to schedule that pickup. And again, thank you for connecting with us. We'll see you next week.